Ooh. Hey, this is Phil Lilley, Lilley's Landing Resort in Marina on Lake Taneycomo. We're going to do one cast today. I boated up here to Lookout Island. It is Saturday the 9/11. They're running about a half unit of water, and they've been running it since last night. Looks like they're going to run it all day. It's not unusual that they're running a half unit. Oh, there's another nice. Wow. That's two big browns I've seen. I'm at the base of the island, and there's one right there. There's one back there. That's about a 24-inch brown right there. He's sitting just below that log. Oh, there's another one. Wow. Anyhow, you can tell they're browns. There's just a little bit different color. And I'm not 100% that they're browns, but they're big fish. Could be big rainbows, but they look like browns. I'm going to sneak up a little bit more, a little bit higher, see if I see anything else. They're sitting on the bottom in about, I'd say, 7-8 foot of water. Kind of where just this side of where the current is faster. So what else I see up here? This area behind Lookout Island usually is a pretty good staging area for browns that are moving up to spawn. But it does get pretty skinny back here when the water's off. Oh, I see another. No. Nope. Oh, I saw another fish. You got to look pretty close and not move your eyes too much when you're looking for these fish, because they blend in so well on the bottom that you really just got to let your eyes stay in one area and see if you see maybe there's some movement or something. I'm not seeing anything else up here. Just a couple of big ones. You can come up here and beat your boat and get out here and wade this. It's almost like a little river coming back through here. It's pretty cool. But whatever you do, you're going to have to put some weight if you're going to get it down, because it's got to get down pretty quick. Your drift is pretty short if you're fishing from the bank and wading. I am throwing a 3/32 ounce sculpin and peach jig with a orange head, 4-pound line. I've got some other rods rigged with 2-pound and smaller jigs when I get down into a little slower water down here. But up here where it's fast, I want to throw a little bit heavier jig. Saw a lot of fish being caught on the way up here. I was a little surprised there's not a whole lot of boats out today, being a Saturday and a really pretty day today. I can actually see my jig down there. I'm kind of working it around that log that I came up by. Yeah, I'm going to catch it. Well, nothing on the first cast. Most of the fish I saw being caught were down below Fall Creek. I think those guys are primarily drifting night crawlers. But with a half unit of water, there's not much current. When you get down too far from Fall Creek. My line went slack. Imagine there's a lot of people disappointed that we're going to way below the dam today, that they're running water. Although a half unit of water isn't too bad, you can still wade out on the gravel bar there at rebar. It's not like you just have the outlets to fish around. Oh, there's a little tap. He was not too serious about that at all. Did real good yesterday on jerk baits in the middle of the day along this bluff. There's a guy from Kansas, Travis Swift, that posted on Ozark Anglers some browns and a rainbow that he caught yesterday. Just really nice fish, and had other fish on and chasing his baits when they were running at 2 units yesterday. To move the boat down a little bit further here. So you get too far below the island, and the current really slows down. You almost have to push yourself through here. Of course, you got the eddy to deal with too below the island. Hey, I got a fish. I think Kelly Stammer just pulling in behind me. A friend of mine from Kansas, from Parsons. There are fish in this lake. 4-pound line, I can put a lot more pressure on them than I can on 2-pound. This is a really, 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 really pretty rainbow. Alright, stop it. I got him real good at it. Look how pretty that sucker is.
Hey, that's nice.
That's pretty rainbow. Sculpin ginger. Sculpin peach, sorry. Sculpin peach jig. I'm gonna have to move down. I'm in the eddy. I gotta get out of here. I'm gonna move on down to where there's a little bit more current. Ooh, nice fish. Yeah, he's probably drifting scuds.
Seeing lots of fish on that thing?
I don't have it on. I don't watch it.
Who'd you buy it for?
What?
Who'd you buy it for?
Who did I buy it for?
If you don't watch it, who'd you buy it for?
I'm not going to watch TV while I fish.
We'll get up there and start drifting right, I think.
Oh, I got to reposition. He was asking about my live scope. The live scope has its purpose, but it didn't apply to this. It just doesn't work when you have current and you're drifting. I mean, I'd be watching the screen all the time instead of where I'm fishing. Start getting down into the current now. The fish I caught was pretty, but it wasn't all beefed up like they have been. It's a little skinny. I did bring my fly rod, and I'm going to be watching the bank for fish rising. I would love to catch the fish on top. Yes. Line went slack. Ooh, he didn't fight very hard. He's not real big. Let's say that is a stalker. Hardly any color in him. Oh, got him right in the eddy, right on the edge. Kind of lucky to get him. Wasn't paying attention. He is a lot prettier. Got a lot more color. Depending on where you hook those, I can just usually turn the hook upside down and he flops off there. I am trying to fish it deep, letting it sink quite a ways before I start working. I am working it all the way to the boat, or real close to the boat too. I'm not just working it out and halfway back and then bringing it in. Trying to not work it as hard either, not jig it as hard, because I don't want it to come off the bottom very far. I really want to let that jig fall as much as possible. That's where you're going to get your bite. But it, starting to get a little slower water. Another one on the drop. Cool. That's two fish that I caught on the drop when I throw it out there and let it sinking. Same size, a lot more color. I have to admit, I love jig fishing at half unit. It's perfect. About 30 megawatts, about 2,500 CFS. At this rate, it's going to take me an hour to get down to the Narrows. Let's get a little closer to the bank. I am working it down on the bottom because I'm picking up a little bit of algae. I'll try to stay ahead of these guys and above me. I tend to move a lot slower when I'm throwing jigs than the current. Missed him. No, that was bottom. That was bottom. I think I'm going to put either a 16th, or start throwing a 16th or 32nd ounce here pretty soon, because the water is just barely moving now. Like I said, you get away from that look at the island, and just a lot shallower, more narrow going through there, so your water's going to be a lot faster. But we'll use this a little bit longer. I don't see anything on the surface. Look like my line went slack a little bit. Guys above me are using a jig and float or something under a float. They're catching fish. Okay, I'm gonna go to a smaller jig. See what I got. I think I got a black. Got a black on and a black and yellow. Let's try. I've got one here that's got it's a 16th ounce sculpin orange with a brown head. Let's try that one first. Two-pound line. It is about 9:30 in the morning, so still got quite a bit of shade against this bluff. Which was really nice. I still feel like I need a 32nd ounce. I like to work it a little bit slower. If I work this any slower, I'm hitting the bottom all the time. Yeah, I need 32nd ounce. And I got a black 2-pound line. Black on black. Now I gotta get used to a smaller jig. It's a lot different. Nothing. Bottom. I am thinking about going back up. One more cast. Oh, big old brown. He might be even 30 inches long. Oh my gosh, he came off the bank, went under the boat. Woo! I had no chance of him. That was a big fish. That was a big fish. He was wide. Big old wide body. I might fish a little longer up here. You see big fish like that, you say, oh man, I gotta keep fishing. Okay, we're going back up. Okay, I wanted to come up here and a trophy run, basically. Didn't want to go above. I can, but I just really don't want to go up and disturb a bunch of people fishing. These guys waiting and stuff. There's no really reason to. But I wanted to fish this faster water down through the trophy run. I think I just had 2 bites. But I felt one and then I set the hook on the second one. Yep, there was 2. That was a fish, I saw him. I might have to do this a couple times. I think this trophy run area gets skipped over a lot by a lot of people. When they're drifting down, they don't drift down through here. They'll stop at the top of this and go back up and make their drift from the dam down, and then it just doesn't get hit as hard. And it can have some really good quality fish, that's for sure. Started out real good. Along the edge over there, probably 40 feet out, there's a lot of stumps and trees and stuff along that rock bank. You can fish it over there, and there's fish there. Sure, might lose a bunch of lures. Thought I felt something. I'm going to drift down here a little ways, and then I'm going to go back up and do this again. I want to throw a white jig in here. Got a good bump right there. I just wasn't ready to set the hook. Okay, I'm gonna go back up. I really want to throw a white jig. Nailed it. I'm gonna set the boat along the bank here in the slower water and just Done this before and done pretty good. Just throwing it out and letting that jig sink and swing. This is really deep through here. It's probably 10 foot or better. So you really got to work it slow to keep the jig down. All I got is a 1/16 ounce. That's the heaviest I have. Oh, we got a little wind picking up. That's good. It's supposed to get up to 90 today. It's pretty chilly out here early, but that wind feels warm. And get out here in the current a little more. The reason I've gone to white is because browns typically hit white a little better, and if there are a lot of browns moving up, which I've seen them, well, I can get one. I'm going to jump over and fish that bank here in just a second. Hey, it really seems like there's some fish in the head of this, back where I'm starting, but I'm not getting bit at all down below it. I don't want to get up there too high with that guy up there fishing for the bank. It's not worth it. I usually do real good through here. White's not working out. Oh, was that a bite? If it was a quick one. One more cast, then we'll call it quits. Oh, could have been bottom. I don't feel like a fish though. Nothing on the jig. It was a fish. It can't end with a miss. That wind is really starting to push my jig. I think I just caught the bottom. The bottom end of this, it's not quite as deep. I can see my jig almost all the way in. Unfortunately, I'm not seeing any fish. Of course, it's hard to see them this far away. One more, and I'm to the really the bottom end of the what we call trophy run. I can see the jig when it hits the bottom, so I know when to jig. As soon as it touches the bottom, then I jig it up. But that's not helping. Okay. Well, it was a good start, but well, it didn't do very good afterwards. Thanks for watching. We'll do it again tomorrow. Thanks. That's cool. Fishing this fast water, I put a 16th ounce ginger. Picked one up immediately. Pretty good fish. Nice rainbow.